We have to wait for some time because devotees are less.
Yes, ma'am. That is why I was thinking if just 5 minutes, ma'am.
No problem. We'll wait.
For 2 minutes, can we like practice one shloka, ma'am?
Yeah, you can do.
Thank you, ma'am. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Tat Sat. Everybody, Hare Krishna. So 10.1.1, right? They're talking about, yesterday we practiced this, so we'll do that. वासुदेवे कदा प्रश्ना पुरुषां स्त्रीन् पुनातिः वक्तारं प्रच्छकं स्तोत्रं तत्पादशलिलं यथा. Hare Krishna, everybody.
प्रश्नः पुरुषां
वक्तानां प्राचकं स्तोत्रं तत्पादासलिलं यथा.
Okay, we'll do one line or two lines. Vasudeva kada prashnah purusham strin punati. Hare Krishna.
वासुदेव
कथा प्रश्नं पुरुषां स्त्रीन् पुनातिः.
Hari bol. Vasudeva kada prashnah purusham strin punati.
Vasudeva कथा प्रश्नः पुरुषां स्त्रीन् पुराणिः.
Vasudeva kada prashnah purusham strin punatihi.
वासुदेव कथा प्रश्नः पुरुषां स्त्रीन् पुनातिः.
Vaktaram prachakam shrotrim statpadashalilam yata.
वक्तारं प्रच्छकं स्तोत्रं तत्पादासलिलं यथा.
Vaktaram prachakam shrotrim statpadashalilam yata.
वक्तारं प्रच्छकं स्तोत्रं तत्पादासलिलं यथा.
Vasudeva kada prashnah purusham strim punatihi vaktaram prachakam shrotram shalilam yata.
Vasudeva kada prashnah purusham strim punatihi.
Vasudeva kada prashnah purusham strim punatihi vaktaram prachakam shrotram tatpada shalilam yata.
वासुदेवा
prashnah
पुरुषां स्त्रीन् तत्पादं सलिलं यथा.
Vasudeva kada prashnah purusham strin punatihi vaktaram prachakam shrotram tatpadashalitam yata.
Vasudeva kada prashnah
पुरुषां स्त्रीन् पुराणति वक्तारं तत्पादासलिलं यथा.
Vasudeva kada prashnah purusham strim punatihi vaktaram prachakam shrotram tatpadashalitam yata.
वासुदेवा
kada prashnah purusham strim
यथा.
Hare Krishna. Yes, ma'am, you can start. Hare Krishna. They will join. Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, pranams Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Pranamal Mataji.
Pranams to everyone. Hare Krishna.
Krishna pranams Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Pranam, Mataji. Thank you all for joining. In
Krishna Dhanavad.
Danvat pranams Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatinmirandasya Jnananjane Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayyam Tadati Swapadandikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanushute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpadarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhye Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavade Paschat Deshadarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Bangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatam Maham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna, everyone. So today we are going to take from sloka number 13. Can someone give the summary of yesterday's class, whatever you have learned? So actually what this particular chapter is going to speak on. Hare Krishna. Am I audible?
Hare Krishna, yes, ma'am, very clear.
The change in the heart. Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, what is the change we are expecting actually here? So here we are speaking about the devotional service, that is pure devotional service. Correct na? Krishna, for Krishna Akarshan. So whatever we are hearing, whatever we are chanting, and that is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, all those things related to the Supreme Lord, it should be not only in the theoretical part, it should be in the practical application. So how we are able to apply in the day-to-day life. So even in Bhakti Shastri also, we have studied in the different levels like level 1, the basic course, and level 2, the detailed study of Bhagavad Gita, and level 3 being the 3 books actually, wherein level 5, we studied all the 4 books, but the way of how the course has been taken up is mainly on the application part. Correct now? So Bhakti Shastri was a degree which was on the day-to-day activities, how we can apply whatever we have read, whatever we have heard, and whatever we are performing. So what is the ultimate goal of performing all these things? That one should be aware of that. So when we are hearing, it gives the knowledge. When we are hearing, it gives the knowledge. But without having realization, even when a person gains knowledge, it will not be that useful actually. So to an extent, we'll be having the knowledge, but without realization or without understanding in the practical way, we'll be not having that the submission to the Supreme Lord in a dedicated way, or we can tell in an intense way, or with a realized way. So just performing a devotional service by just hearing only and without putting the thought process in the practical part, we will be performing, but it will not become a complete. So this chapter deals with the pure devotional service actually. So I think in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu also we have studied now one of the sloka which speaks about what is that? Anya Abhilashita Shunyam
Agavratam Avadena
Akira Uttama.
Yeah, so that is a definition of a pure devotional service. In Bhakti Shastri, we have learned that is a memory sloka also. So we have to perform a devotional service means from the heart it should come. But later on in this sloka, till now we would have studied about that is a devotional service by the devotees. So how actually it has been taken care. But if a person is not a devotee and his way of living is totally on the material platform, what are the things there are some analogies has been spoken how their life will be. So their heart is compared with the steel rod, that is a iron rod. That means iron rod will not melt easily. Right? Na? So that means there is no relationship established with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the realization is very, very important. Without realization, that means we will not be able to have the sambandha with the Supreme Lord. If there is no sambandha, there is no abhidaya part also will not be in the with a full intense way, or we can tell focused way. So it will not be in the focused way. And if there is no the abhidaya part also, the prayojan part is like we'll be coming back again and again in this world out of 84 lakh species. That's it. So this is how the life of the living entity will be happening. So the focus should be on how much you have done is not the focus. How you have done, that is very, very important. So that is what part and how part we have to think about in the devotional service. How to carry out the devotional service in a intense desire way. So you should be great to perform the devotional service. Actually. So when we are going for preaching and all, we should tell what is the advantage of having the intense desire for devotional service. So here, Saunaka Uvacha. So iti abhi abhyahritam raja nishamya bharatarshava kim anyat prishtvan bhuyo vaishakim rishim kavim. So here, Shaunaka Rishi is glorifying the Sukadeva Goswami. So there are two devotees being glorified in this chapter. Who are the two devotees we are glorifying here? Hare Krishna. One is Sukadeva Goswami.
Sukadeva Goswami, one is Parikshit Maharaj.
One is Parikshit Maharaj and another one is Sukadeva Goswami.
Sukadeva.
So both are little bit in different way, wherein Parikshit Maharaj is purely on only the devotional service platform, whereas Sukadeva Goswami is from the impersonal, that is thing to, that is Brahman realization to Brahmavadis to, he has moved into the devotee actually, correct na? So the way of approach may be different, but the ultimate goal is one only here. So they both are pure devotees. The son of Vyasadeva, Srila Sukadeva Goswami, was a highly learned sage and was able to describe things in a poetic manner. So what did Maharaj Parikshit again inquire from him after hearing all that he has said? So now the question, so there are two parallel, that means there are two sets of devotees. Okay, one is Suta Goswami being inquired by Shaunaka Rishi, that means the Rishi Muni is headed by Shaunaka Rishi. The another one is Parikshit Maharaj being directly inquiring with the Sukadeva Goswami. These two conversations actually. So the conversations are between the devotees or the learned or the knowledgeable people here. So, and here Sukadeva Goswami was able to explain this, that is this Bhagavatam, that is the glories of the Supreme Lord in a poetic manner. So that's why the slokas are on the poetic way. So, and again, so Saunaka Rishi is very much linguistic to ask, what did again Parikshit Maharaj is inquiring. So here the devotional service being the main part, wherein if it is performed by the devotees, what are the advantage or what are the things they are gaining in their life, and if it is not performed, that is a pure materialistic, what they are losing. Okay, so that part has been discussed in this chapter. So pure devotee of the Lord automatically develops godly qualities. We have studied even in Bhagavad Gita the divine qualities in 16th chapter. That is the first three slokas defines the 26 divine qualities. Correct now? Even this has been spoken in Chaitanya Charitamrita by Kavir Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So these are all the qualities. So one is being kind to people, and then these qualities will develop at These qualities will develop when you are performing the devotional service in a focused way, in an intense way and a focused way, truthful, that is considering everyone to be on the same platform, and faultless. That means faultless in the sense actually, basically we are not focused on finding the faults. Correct now? So in the 16th chapter Bhagavad Gita also it is same. So same, magnanimous and then mild. That means not too much attached or not too much. That means ignoring. So like that. So mild means everything should be in the mild way. So clean, non-possessiveness. So these are all materialistic platform. They are not at all possessive. They are only on the spiritual things. They are inclined. So these are the qualities which has been spoken actually, of a pure devotee, which will get. They will develop this type of qualities in them. It will in the progressive way. It won't develop within a day. So when you are rendering a devotee by performing sevas to a devotee or to the Lord, one will actually develop these qualities that is in a progressive way. So which will help them to become more satisfied in whatever they are having. So not anchoring too much for anything and not hating anything. Hatredness is not there. So these two extremes we should always avoid actually. We should not be more inclined to one particular thing only, and we should not be against anything. We should be always a neutral thing. So these qualities and all will be developed. Out of this 26 prominent features of yoga as described in Chaitanya Charitamritham also it has been spoken. The qualification of being poetic is especially mentioned here in relation to, see, generally when we hear more than hearing, that is more than reading, if we hear it will go even more faster. More than hearing, if you see the visuals, the information will reach more. This is how actually the progressive way. That means that the information received by a person, the different medias we are able to see, which is more faster. The visuals are more faster. Then lower than that is the audio, hearing. And lower than that is we will be reading. Reading needs more focus. So when compared with the listening. So the visuals need very less, that is what is that focus when compared with the hearing. So like that, the qualification here of the Sukadeva Goswami has been glorified in this sloka because he has recited Bhagavatam to the another Bhagavata. So that has been glorified here. The presentation is very important. Even in the first canto Bhagavatam, so the glorification of Sukadeva Goswami has been spoken. Correct na? How he has heard. Correct na? How he has heard from his father. In the same manner with the realized thing actually. Correct na? So he has given the subject matter which will please everyone, which will please the audience. So in that way he has spoken there. There only Parishit Maharaj is not sitting. There are other saintly people are also sitting there in that assembly. Correct na? They are hearing. Even Narada Maharishi also there. So Vyasadeva also is there. Because they are all hearing from Sukadeva Goswami. So such a nice orator actually. So that's what the glorification of Sukadeva Goswami. Echat Chushrusatam Chatam Vibban Shutana Harhasi Bashutim Kata Hari Kato Dharka Satam Suya Sadashi Dhruvam. Satam, this word I think we have heard in another place also. I think in third canto it has been spoken actually. Satam means a person who is totally away out of material things, only inclined to the devotional service of the Lord. So one should take the association of such a person actually. Okay. So a learned Sutta Goswami, please continue to explain such topics to us because we are all eager to hear. Because everywhere actually when there is some one Mahabhagavata, about one Mahabhagavata has been spoken and then there is a relationship with the next continuation of the story. It is not in the exact sequential form. It is in the different time and place, whatever the things has been occurred. And as per the questions asked by the audience only, the Bhagavata is reciting here. So now Sutta Goswami has been asked by Saunaka Rishi So to explain even more, they want to hear more about the devotional service part by the devotees. So besides that, topics which result in the discussion of Lord Hari should certainly be discussed in the assembly of devotees. The condition. So wonderful condition has been told here. So when it is heard in the assembly of devotees, it will be more of a interesting. So what is the reason? Can anyone tell why it is so interesting in the assembly of devotees? Hare Krishna.
Mataji, because they are also like-minded who are having the same interest in the subject matter of Krishna. So it is more relishable.
So it is more relishable, that is correct. And then more discussions will be having. And one more thing is the purification happens. Okay. Without purification, we will not be able to realize. Okay. So we have kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, makshara, all those things in the heart. These contaminations are there. So a person who is receiving, who are actually in the reading mode or hearing mode, it's what is the theory part. But how to convert into the practical part is only through the realization. So realization happens when you are hearing with a rapt attention. And one more thing is in the assembly of devotees. So the purification actually starts. Both the hearing person and the speaking person, both of them will get this actually. So one should hear from the devotee. So not from the professional reciter. Professional reciter, if we hear now, there is nothing will happen, no progress, no realization. And then only the theory part will be hearing, and same thing we'll be able to, if we are able to recollect, then we'll be able to answer. If we are not able to recollect, that also we will not be able to answer. So when we are hearing from a devotee, from whom we are hearing and from what about whom we are hearing, that is very, very important. So glories of the Lord should be heard from the devotee, and it should be in the assembly of devotees. So here Parishit Maharaj also having some other audience when he was hearing from the Mahabhagavata, Sukadev Goswami, and even Sudha Goswami also is speaking there in front of the Saunaka Rishi, that is headed by Saunaka Rishi, other Rishi, the other sages are also there. So that type of assembly or hearing is the highest, which will make the devotees to relish. So when you relish the topic, obviously you will feel that taste of the hearing, and the glories of the Lord will be able to relish actually. So that will help us to purify us. So here, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, already we have told, no, that's Anyabhyashita Sunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavritam. Okay, so like that, one should actually strive to perform the pure devotional seva. That's very, very important. But in the association of the devotees. Without the association of devotees, the purification will not happen. So here, in this thing, the less intelligent do not accept Mahabharata as the part of Vedas. But the great sages and authorities accept it as the fifth division of Vedas. One more thing is, why the assembly of devotees are very important. The authenticity of getting the information, that is very important. So Vedas are all Pauresha. It comes from the Supreme Lord, and from Supreme Lord to Brahma. Like that it descended actually. So it should come from the descending way. So it should be heard from the higher authority. So Shabda Praman is the highest. So that gives the authenticity. Otherwise, the information, whatever we are hearing, is not the authentic. So one should hear. So Mahabharatam, when you see some of the serials and all, now we may not be watching the serials, but earlier, before coming to Krishna conscious, we used to see Mahabharata, multiple languages and regional language also we have seen, English also we have seen, and then multiple productions we have seen. But there, everywhere you will tell that as a mythology, correct na? So it is not a mythology, it's a history actually. It has happened here. So that authenticity we need to carry forward. Then only we'll be able to have that strong faith. So Shraddha should be there. So upon hearing, the faith will be able to improve, and the faith will lead to what? The ruchi, the taste. So that way the realization also will be able to enhance. So that is how the authentic hearing is very, very important here. So the difficulty, sorry, for example, a grahastha spoken, that is sorry, some less intelligent men says Bhagavad Gita is not meant for householders. But such foolish men forget that Bhagavad Gita is a part of in the warfield it has been spoken. Okay. So that is the part of Mahabharata only, the fifth Veda. So for the beginners in the transcendental science, and Srimad Bhagavatam is the post-graduation, and Chaitanya Charitamritham being the PhD. Correct? Na? So Mahabharata and the Puranas, why Puranas are easy actually? Because it is storytelling, means we are all inclined to listen the story. That's the reason Puranas are, the Smriti Puranas are more easily we'll be able to hear, whereas the Smriti scriptures we are not able to understand because we are all not that intelligent, less intelligent. Okay, so that even it will relish. So this Bhagavatam is meant for two types of people, highly for the Paramahamsa people, wherein even it is given to the less intelligent people so that slowly they can develop. By the time they reach to the 12th canto, they will be able to relish the entire Bhagavatam actually. So it is dovetailed in such a manner, one should read or hear Bhagavatam from canto 1 to canto 12. So that progressively they will be able to understand the bhakti steps, and then they will be able to perform the devotional service. So that's how it is. The pure devotees of the Lord are all Paramahamsas, and they are like the swans. Generally, they are compared to the swans who know the art of sucking milk out of mixture of milk and water. Correct? Now, if water and milk has been mixed and kept, the swan will segregate it, the water part separately, and it will take only the milk part, like that. So the Paramahamsas always relish the glorification of the Lord. Savai Bhagavado Raja Pandaveyo Maharatah Bala Kridana Kai Kridan Krishna Kridam Ya Adade. So Maharaja Parishik, being the grandson of Pandavas, was from very childhood a great devotee of the Lord. Here the two devotees has been glorified. One is Sukadeva Goswami, another one being the Parishik Maharaj. Both are in some different way. Like from birth, actually, Parishit Maharaj, he has been rescued in the womb of Uttara, Mother Uttara. So he has been a great devotee of the Lord, wherein Sukadeva Goswami was not like that. Correct? Na? So he is being a great renouncer, and then he being a Avadhuta. So the different way, but ultimately he also culminated in the Bhakti. So Bhava, that's why he was able to speak about Bhagavatam here. But both the Bhagavatas has been glorified in this sloka. So while playing with the dolls, he used to worship Lord Krishna by imitating the worship of the family deity. That is, different pastimes of Krishna has been played using the Krishna dolls by Parishit Maharaj when he was in the childhood. That has been glorified here. So in Bhagavad Gita 6.4, it is stated, even a person who has failed in a proper discharge of yoga practice is given a chance to take birth. That means the incomplete yogi will take birth in either in the very aristocratic family or a learned family, Brahminical family. So that they will be able to perform the devotional service and go back to Godhead. But here Parishit Maharaj was more than that, because he was a grandson of the great devotee, so Arjuna. So by birth from his and as such he took his birth in the imperial family of the Gurus, especially that of Pandavas. So being the grandson of the great devotee, and he takes that lineage actually. So they are all the great devotees, and he also in the royal palace, he also started worshipping from the childhood only, playing with the dolls of Krishna. So like how our Srila Prabhupada also has done that. Correct? Na? Ratha Yatra. During the first day, that is 18 days, first day we used to speak about Srila Prabhupada. And then when he did the Ratha Yatra, with whatever things he had in this house, he he was able to make one Ratha, and then he did Jagannath Ratha Yatra when he was in the small childhood. So that inclination was there. So when if a child has such an inclination, obviously if the rooting by the family also has been made, means he or she will be, that means, able to become a great devotee. So that should be continued. That is the that is the way of a lucky Vaishnava families, it seems. It has been mentioned by our founder Acharya here. So he also had that actually. So our spiritual master also took birth in a Vaishnava family and got inspiration of his great Vaishnava, that is Bhakti Vinod Thakur. So here Srila Prabhupada speaks about Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur actually. So that's how the glorification of a pure devotee happens. They are all Nitya Siddhas, Mahabhagavadas and Nitya Siddhas. So always in the platform of Satam. Satam means always in the transcendental mode. That is above the material mode. So that's how they are being situated. So one should get the association of such a great devotee, which will help. The application part is what? We need to search for such a devotee, take shelter. What are the 5 main things, points which we read in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu? 64 angas are there, na? In that 5 limbs, what are the things? One should take the shelter of a spiritual master, Mahabhagavata, correct na? And then we need to what? We need to take initiation under him and then obey his orders, correct na? And then serve him. So like that, we need to have the association. If we are not having Vapu Seva, at least Vani Seva, at least we need to take it up, because not everyone will be blessed with Vapu. So we should actually practice a sadhana bhakti. Then that is why the sadhana bhakti to, at least we need to elevate to Raganuga Bhakti and then Bhava Bhakti and then to the Prema Bhakti. So all these things will happen when we hear attentively, focusedly, and then which will help to relish. That's very, so by relishing means, while the relishing is the process which will make us to get rid of the contamination. If we are focused and then relishing means our contaminations are getting rid of actually. So that's very, very important. Vaishakischa Bhagavan Vasudeva Parayanah Urughaya Gunodhara Satam Shruyi Samagami. So here also Satam is coming. Okay, Satam is a word actually. It's a association of a, that means the devotees who are fully above the platform of material thing. So yes, Sukadeva Goswami has been glorified here. So by Sutta Goswami, that is for the questions asked by Saunaka Rishi, they are glorifying here. He is full of transcendental knowledge and was a great devotee of Lord Krishna. So there must have some discussion of Lord Krishna, who is glorified by great philosopher in the company of a great devotee. So here it has been spoken. Satam is a very important word. So it defines the pure devotee who has no desire than to serve the Lord. That means he is above the material platform. Only in the association of such devotees are the transcendental glories of the Lord properly discussed. So, as heard and has spoken. Yata aditam, yata mati. Correct na? So, we have studied that in the first canto. It is said that the Lord, that his topics are full of spiritual significance, and once one properly hears about him in association of Satam, certainly one senses the great potency and so automatically attains to the devotional stages of life. So if we are hearing from the great Bhagavatas, so it will reach actually, it will reach to the heart. That means it will affect, it will have an impact, and it will be able, one will get observed in that, and then in that way he will be able to realize actually. So when your person is having an attention or focused on hearing, and if there is a changes in the heart, obviously is whatever the contamination he or she is having, it will get cleansed off. So until otherwise the contaminations are cleansed, one will not be able to achieve the devotional service perfectly. The perfection in the devotional service cannot be attained. So like that one should hear. Now here Parishit Maharaj is hearing from whom? Sukadeva Goswami. Correct now? We are also hearing from whom? Srila Prabhupada. That's how the cleansing of heart happens actually. So we are having the Vani Seva, that is, we are reading the scripts written by Srila Prabhupada. So he has given the purport in a very precise way, like all the five acharyas, that is a summary of all the five acharyas purports, and we no need to go and search for each and every Vyakhana. And in this we are able to relish actually. So all in this chapter we are studying about the karmis also in upcoming shlokas, jnani, karmi and bhakta. So which one is the highest? Bhakti, correct na? So even a person does karma kanda, whether the Lord will bless them. If a person is having a material inclination and still they want to perform devotional service, is it accepted? Still Lord will bless them?
Yes, Mataji, like yesterday
Yes,
shloka we
Mataji.
learned. Akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udaradi. Tivrena
Correct.
bhakti yogena yajeta
Yes.
purusham.
10th sloka, correct na? Akama, correct. So karma, jnana, whatever path we are having, even if we are having a material inclination, for example, Guru Maharaj, correct na? Guru Maharaj went to forest. What is the purpose? To get a position in such a manner, so wherein his stepmother didn't allow to sit on the lap of his father. He want to have the position higher than that. So like more than Brahma also. So that's more related to the material opulence only. Correct na? So but when he went there and he got instructions from his spiritual master, Narada Maharishi, and then he performed as per the instruction, he achieved the highest perfection there. Once he achieved the highest perfection, he got benediction also, wherein he got he got darshan of the Lord. After taking darshan of the Lord, he felt, that means whatever, for what he has come there, he felt that is equivalent to the, he was aiming for the broken pieces of the glass, wherein he got a that is a jewel, which is which we cannot be able to value it also, invaluable actually. Correct na? So in that way he felt very bad about himself. I have achieved the which we cannot value, but I came here with an inclination to achieve a position in the materialistic platform. He was feeling very bad about himself. Correct na? So even though still Lord gave the benediction. So yes, you rule the kingdom, and then with all the opulences, he was blessed actually, and he was glorifying when he got touched by the Pajajanya of the Supreme Lord. So he started glorifying the Supreme Lord. So that is what is that? It is going like anything. So that is the impact of the devotional service. So there actually what Guru Maharaj did was total dedication, totally focused, which made him to realize it actually. So realization is very, very important in the devotional service, which will lead to, if the realized devotional service is equal to the pure devotional service. If there is no realization, then it is as good as a normal service only, whatever we are doing. So that is very important. So, so even the karmis also will be blessed, but later on they will become a great devotees, and they will be not inclined to the material things also. That realization will come slowly, that will get vanquished actually, the anchoring for all the material things. So that's how in this chapter we are studying. Ayut harati vai pumsam yuddhan ashtam cha yen ashau tasyarte yat shano nitha uttama sloka vartaya. Very nice, this uttama sloka vartaya. Uttama sloka means actually it speaks about the Lord. Correct na? The glorification of the Lord. So uttama sloka. So that is nothing other than the glorification of Lord. We can tell the uttama sloka. So now we'll be seeing about the life of a person who is not a devotee. Okay. So both rising and setting of a sun is there for both devotee and non-devotee. But how it is for the devotee and how it is for the non-devotee, we are going to know. Both by rising and by setting, the sun decreases the duration of life of everyone. It is applicable for anyone, for a devotee also or non-devotee also. But a person who knows the value of the current life for what we have come here and who we are, and then what is our primary duty. So when they take the path of devotional service, at least the future life or the next upcoming life will be secure. It's like there are two example I can tell. There are two materialistic person. One person earning money, right now. One person earns money and then he will spend then and there only. The other person will be saving for the future also. Correct now? So in the old age I may get a sick, I may fall sick, and then I need for the hospitalization, all those things. They save some money. Correct now? In the materialistic platform, if you think. So the person, he also here the both persons are earning. Earning is the common thing. Whereas what they are doing with the earnings is very, very important. Spending everything and not thinking about the future, that will not help them in the current life only. So whereas a person who is saving for the future, whether he is going to use it or not, or it may be going to his own family people, that is something he has done. Correct now? So like that, the spiritual activity is very, very important for a person, wherein in this life they should not waste their time. So whatever time is available, we should utilize it in the seva apart from our own regular duties. So at least we'll be safeguard, like Solpam Abhyasya Dharmasya. We are studying now. Little seva will help us in a great danger in the future. So that's very important. Except one who utilizes the time by discussing the topics of all good personality of Godhead. So one should utilize the time, not only for becoming a great opulent person. So wherein whatever material opulent we are possessing, it's only for the current time, and that also in our own lifetime also we would have missed many things. Even if a person who have been a great rich person, at one point in a 30 years span of time, you would have come to the poor stage also. It's a cycle. Correct now? So sometime we'll be earning money and sometime the money is like a rotation. It will be with us or sometime and it will move to some other person also. We cannot tell always we'll have money. So such an impermanent life here actually. So a temporary life we are actually holding, and in that we are finding a permanent solution in the material platform. So to become a doctor, to become an engineer. So right from childhood we've been focusing on how to study, how to make it. For example, some people, if they are not able to clear neat paper in one stage, what they will do? They will read one more time. Correct now? One more year, 16 hours, 18 hours they read. So that means they are compromising their luxury life and then putting more effort to gain something for the future. Correct? We are going to become a great doctor or an engineer, or we want to be placed in a very good job position. If we are not competent, we will not get the interview. Correct now? In the campus interview recruitment, I may not get the position, and then I have to search for the job, running behind the jobs. So to avoid that type of hurdles, what the student will be doing, he'll be putting more effort, working in the day and night, and then getting good marks in the semesters, and then clearing the interviews, and then getting the job things, and finally he will be happy with the package what he's getting. Correct now? That is the outcome. So like that, for spiritual also we have to put efforts. Without putting efforts, the outcome will not be there. So inclination, we need to give time. So we need to focus on that also. Then only our future will be secure. Otherwise, if you are actually inclined to only the materialistic platform, means yes, that part we'll be enjoying. Whatever the that is good or bad on the day-to-day activities we are going to gain or lose, we'll be passing through that. And at the end, the Yamadutas will be coming, and that time we will not know what to do only. Okay. So when you are searching for that, the end moment, like how it has been spoken here, the rising and setting is one day of our lifetime is gone. Right now we are little bit moving towards our death. So death is an inevitable thing. We cannot avoid. So anytime the death will come. But within this, before the death, whatever the lifespan we are having, what way we are effectively utilized, that is very important. So how we take care of our material, challenges, and how we take care of our material progressiveness in our life. So to achieve certain targets or goals. So I want to become a CEO of a company, great MNC. For that, what should I do? I have to do IIT, I have to do IIM degree, and then clear the interviews and get into a higher package. All those efforts, it will not come in a very normal way of reading. We have to put a lot of efforts cracking the that is exams, filling the exams, all those things. So with lot of effort, compromising the sleep, compromising the food quantity, correct now? So, and then putting more efforts, we are achieving. So like that, here morning Mangalarti, we should get up before the Lord is going to see us. We should actually stand there actually in front of the Lord. That is, the screen has been opened, means we should give that inclination. Yes, we should not make the Lord to wait to see us. We should be before that. So how far we are prepared to take the darshan of the Lord, correct now? And then how far we are able to complete our 16 rounds. It's that is, after completing 16 rounds, we shouldn't, I have completed. We shouldn't have that. We should feel even more, yes, how many more I can do. That type of eagerness we should have. So if one develops such a thing, for them also this rising and setting is there, but they will not be having the fear or anxiety. So anytime it's fine. We will be prepared to leave. The preparation will be there. But for the person who is in the full materialistic platform, they'll be in the fear. They'll have anxiety, all those things. So that part we need to think about. So we should always give a this one more thing, purification. Here, through hearing, we are having a purification, like a intense hearing or focused hearing. And the second is in the 17th chapter of Bhagavad Gita also we have, no? Like the 3 type of austerities kind, like yajna, dana, tapa. Correct now? To whom we are giving the dana, that is very important. Okay. So Veda Parayana, Veda Paraga, that means who are actually in the path of the realized, who are in the path of the realized knowledge. Okay. So whatever dana you give now, you will get returned if you are coming back again. If you are, for a normal person, if you give, in the same amount only will get returned. And whereas if you are giving for a Veda Paraga, it will come in the multiple times returns, even if you're coming back again here. So the charity given for the temple activities, all those things will always help us in the future is secured. So one should always try to give the charity. Okay, that's very, very important in the life. That also will cleanse. So, okay, yajna, dana, tapa will always cleanse us. In the charity to whom we are giving is very important. Taravahimna jivanti bashtraha kimna swasanti utha na khadanti na mehanti kim grame pasavo apare. So, life of a non-devotee. This has been spoken here. So, we know the trees will have a longer, that is, life than a human. In Kali Yuga, we have the maximum life being 100 years. And now it has been like 70 to 80 years is a maximum thing we will be able to reach. Very rarely the people will cross 80s and 90s. Correct now? Whereas there are trees which live for more than 1,000 years. And even in Vrindavan, there is a Imli tree, which was there from the Krishna time itself also. Okay. So what is the use of life having like a tree? Okay. So without, that is equal to the a non-devotee's life. So without having any inclination towards the devotional service, with not turning towards the Supreme Lord, and then only eager to improve the material gains. What is that type of life? It is the life of a tree. So, and then it is also compared to the bellows of the blacksmith. So whatever the breathing we are taking, that is the swasa, the consciousness we are having now. So that consciousness is compared to the breath from the bellows, that is bellows of the blacksmith. So it's as good as the same thing. That is, there is no use at all. So all around us. Yes, Mataji. Prem Priya Mataji.
Mataji,
Hare
I was yeah. Now you're comparing this to the life of a tree, but a tree also, Mataji, it contributes in its own ways.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
contributing.
telling about the lifespan. Lifespan of it.
Yes, Mataji, but it is doing some service, Mataji. I feel so. I mean, if I'm wrong, please correct me. It's doing service in its own way, is it not? It
Yes,
is
yes.
pure the air, atmosphere, and then
Yes.
of course,
In that way,
Wi-Fi.
we are also serving the family. Correct, na? We are
Yeah.
also not 100% waste. Actually, we also earn money and we take care of the family. So that is there. So that part like that, it's a partial. But whether that only will yield you to go into a what is that? That only will give you a right future. When there is nothing has been thought about the future. Correct,
No,
na?
I'm
What
just
we have to.
wondering. No, I was just the comparison with the tree. I was feeling that how apt it would be. I may be wrong. Kindly correct me. I feel,
No.
yeah.
It's like, see, other living entities, even animals you take, Mataji. So animals also will eat. We also will eat. Correct, na?
Yeah.
Eating, sleeping, mating, defending. All these four are done by animal actually. Even in fact, human is being spoken as a two-leg animal. Correct, na? If we
Yes.
are not in the inclination towards the spiritual sevas or not into the devotional service, that means our future life is not secure. So again we'll be coming back again here in any other form. So coming back again and getting and working under the three modes of nature, what is the benefit, Mataji? So we are again circling here and here only. And there is no guarantee that you'll be getting again human form also. Correct?
Ours, yes. Ours, yes, Mataji. I agree. Ours, I agree. But
See, it is only
Railway now, Nanda.
every creation in this world is also an Adbhuta only. It has been by the Supreme Lord's mercy. Correct, now? Here, Supreme Lord has sent us with all the amenities to survive here. Even though we have forgotten him, he has not forgotten us. He has given everything here. Correct, now? So nothing is waste. But what is the purpose of life is not seen. Na? The tree is living for long years. Yes, it gives shelter, it gives fruits, it gives flowers. Correct. I don't deny that part. But ultimately, what is the benefit gained by the tree? What the tree will be achieved?
Without the consciousness, very little consciousness,
That means
and without studying anything like Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam and all that, it is doing all that is prescribed in the Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. It is giving us, it is actually serving without any expectation.
Serving means what, Mataji? Serving in the sense it is serving the normal people. It is not serving the Supreme Personality. That is not the ultimate goal, of the tree.
Maybe probably like some sacred plants like Tulsi and some of the.
That is very rare. Very rare. That is
There
very
are
rare.
some.
Not every tree is like every tree or like or a plant is Tulsi, no, Mataji. So here we need to check about. I'm actually the comparison is made for the non-devotee who spends his life without having the vision of the future. Okay, future in the sense not on the material platform, on the spiritual platform. Okay, so even we are also coming here, surviving here, and then going back again, coming back, and then we are taking care of the family in a different setup, and then going back. This is a cycle. So there is nothing progress in the in the jiva. Correct, na? The soul. There is nothing improvement, Mataji. So in today I was reading one of the sloka in 10th canto, 87th chapter, 17th sloka. So it has been spoken very nicely. The personified Vedas has been glorifying the same thing, bellows of if we are not glorifying the Supreme Lord, it's as good as the person's breath is compared to the breath from the bellows of the black smoke.
Yes.
Same thing it has been spoken there. Okay, today I luckily had a chance to walk through that. So same thing has been spoken there. So it's merely coming and going back. See, one should be useful to their own life. That means realizing about the Supreme Lord, who are we, and then why we have come here, what is our ultimate goal. If we don't have that knowledge, obviously we'll be coming again and again, and then we'll be performing. Yes, we can't be idle without working. If you are sitting idle, we cannot take care of our body also, no? So that also cannot be taken care. Okay, so one should be, they will be working like how trees are also having a breath. It is giving oxygen and it takes the carbon dioxide inside during the daytime. Correct now? So it gives the fresh oxygen and it is useful for we are also taking that oxygen inside and we are giving out the carbon dioxide outside. So it is mainly for the survival. That's it. Nothing more special about the life who is not at all inclined towards the devotional service. So that's the thing. It has been insisted here, Mataji. So we no need to live for long years. Not only tree, we human being, if you are surviving till 100 years, who is going to take care of us? If you are not in the devotional service or something, we will not be able to take care of our thing in a rightful way. That means intelligence will be coming because of the devotional service. How to take care? Are we seeing our senior devotees and all, or reading about the Mahabhagavatas, how they are intelligent? Correct, na? How precisely they are taking care of the things and then totally surrendered to the Lord for everything. So like that, Sukadeva Goswami, how wonderfully reciting here. All those things we are reading. So why we are reading about Mahabhagavatas? It will give us an insight when a person performing a devotional service, what is the ultimate goal they are achieving. So ultimate goal should be the going back to the Godhead. That knowledge, if a person is not having, he is like as good as coming back again, means life is like a tree's life only. So we are not degrading the tree. It's like the lifespan of a tree is more, like that our lifespan also will be there, will come again and again in many different species. Okay. And our breath also is for surviving, we are breathing, that's it. And then we'll get into all sort of the day-to-day activities. Whenever we are gaining, we'll show our false ego, and then whenever we are losing, we'll get anger, anxiety, correct now? And we do all mistakes. This type of things will be a regular thing will happen. And then accordingly, the reactions, we have to get it accumulated, and then we get into the another body and then come back again, face the reactions. This will become a cycle, Mataji. So the birth and death cycle, we will not be able to cut short. So we have to come back. So that is not the aim of our life. So ultimate aim of a life of a human is to go back to the Godhead. So by performing the devotional service, that is not at all meant. So prolonged life is as good as waste actually. Okay. So here it is compared to the life of dogs and hogs. Okay. So hogs, dogs, hogs, what they will eat, where they will eat, we don't know. Okay. And then dogs will be always that is striving for achieving certain things, continuously striving, like working long hours and at the cost of our health also. Correct na? See, we have to work. So we cannot be idle. But what way we have to work, and then balancing the things is very, very important. At the cost of our health, we no need to work actually. So now we'll work hard, 20 hours also work, 18 hours also we'll work. So if you go to the IT company, because I also come from the IT background, okay, I have worked day and night also. I am also an example for that. So if I work for an American project means, then whole night we have to sit, okay. Even the day, the activity also we need to continue. Certain projects, they will be releasing the software means the day and night validations, everything has to be closed. So ultimately it has developed a health issues only. So that time we have earned money and now we have to spend money. That's it. So it is better to be a balanced way of working and balanced way of living. And then simple, our Srila Prabhupada has spoken, simple life and high thinking is very, very important. So the basic needs of the family life is met means that is more than sufficient. But we are not satisfied with the basic needs. That's how we are always striving. Okay. Savit vara hostra kharai Samstuta Purusha Pashuhu Nayat Karna Pato Peto Jatu Nama Ghadagraja. So I think see here, men who are like dogs, hawks, camels, asses. I think you know these four animals thing which we perform in our, that is which we are experiencing in our behavior actually. Okay, dog will be never satisfied and you will be always striving for more. Hawks, what they are doing only we will not. What they want to eat also, they will not be able to discriminate. Correct now? Anywhere, anything, eat. Okay. So anywhere, anything will be striving. Will be for the material progress, whatever way we want to work. Ultimate goal is I need to earn more. That's it. I don't know what the process I'm going to follow, whether it is a pious or impious path, whatever it may be. I may be cheating something, I may be going up. Ultimate goal is I have to be in the upper position. Correct now? Camels at the cost, that means it is eating the thorns and then with its own blood being sucked. Correct now? Without knowing the taste of that is his own blood. It never knows. Like that, will be always hardworking at the cost of our health. Asses for the gaining little gain, working like a, that is working, the effort put will be more. So like that, we are all doing this actually. Okay, what we need to do in the life in the balanced way of working, we need to understand. So for that, our anchoring should be avoided. So if we are anchoring for more materialistic thing, obviously we have to work like dogs, work like camels, and work like asses. All the four things is seen in us only. So at least they are doing for their survival, because that is the way they can survive. Dogs, ox, camels, and asses, that's the way they are. Their habits are like that. But we humans, we are put up into that position because of our own greed, because of our own desires, unwanted desires actually. So for a basic need, we have to work and then we have to take care. That is fine. But if you are going beyond that, so that should be avoided. So in that way, we never give the time for hearing the transcendental pastimes of Lord Krishna. Okay, we won't give time for the devotional things. So ultimately, at the end of the life, with all ailments, so the bhakti we will do at that aged time. How we take care of our health and how we are able to demonstrate the devotional service to the Lord with the more intense, that will not map actually. So the devotional service we should start from the childhood only. That will help us to balance. We should get trained. So that's very important. So from a spiritual master. So one should take shelter under a spiritual master. We should not work like dogs, ox, camels, and asses. So that may give us a material opulence, but that is also not a permanent. So for an impermanent thing, we are actually striving. For a permanent thing, we are actually ignoring. And some people will not have the visibility also. So they won't accept that. Okay. That's a Kali Yuga's that is characteristics. We cannot avoid actually. Bilev bhathorukrama vikramanye nashinvata karnabhute narashya jivva sati dharudhuri dhardurike vasutha nacha upagayati urukhaya ghatah. So one who has now, those who are not inclined to the devotional service, those who are not inclined to listen the glorification of the Lord. So this translation is giving a wonderful message here. One who has not listened to the messages about the powers and marvelous acts of the personality of Godhead, and has not sung or chanted loudly the worthy songs about the Lord, is to be considered to possess ear holes like the holes of snakes and the tongue like the tongue of frog. I think two analogies are there. So frog, what actually? It will be singing, but it will be making the attention of the snake, correct na? To come and swallow. So without knowing he is going to become the prey to the snake, frog will think that he is singing a nice song, and then he will making the sound, croak sound. So, and holes. That is, these ears, if you are not hearing about the glorification of the Lord, this is as good as the ear of the snakes. That is that a hole of the snake. That means a snake doesn't have the ears. Correct, na? So like that is as good as we are not having the ears actually. These two analogies very nicely spoken here. So one must actually strive to listen or glorify. That is, Shravanam and Kirtanam is very, very important. This will help us to purify. So if until otherwise purification is happening, the devotional service is not possible for them. So this all is a chain of actions actually. If this is satisfied, and this next stage will be able to enter. If you are not hearing, there only our devotional service stops. If you are inclined to hearing, and then next is the intents for hearing will go by the mercy of the Lord, by the mercy of the spiritual master. So hearing, and then getting the perfection, and then we also able to realize, and then we can do the other Navavidha Bhaktis also, and then we can able to achieve the 9 steps. What are the 9 steps in the Bhakti? Like Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha. Sadhu Sangha is very, very important. Yeah. Then Bhajana
Yeah.
Kriya. Yeah,
Yes,
Bhajana Kriya. So all
Anartha
the
Nivritti,
Anartha
Anartha
Nivritti,
Nivritti,
Nishtha,
Anartha
Mahashakti,
Nivritti,
correct,
Bhava,
Nidhi,
Prema.
Bhava, and
Bhava,
Ashakti.
Prema.
So these things can be realized by a devotee if they are performing the devotional service with a intensity. That means focusedly they are performing the activities. So devotional service to the Lord is rendered by all the limbs. Who has done this type of that Navavidha Bhaktis? All 9 times.
Amrish
Maharaj.
Amrish Maharaj.
Yes, Ambarish Maharaj performed all the things actually. Correct now? And each and every limb of the body is actually is been given by the Supreme Lord. It should be utilized in the service of the Lord. So whatever way. So mouth should be used for speaking the glorification of the Lord and taking the prasadam. That means what are the offer, whatever the food offered to the as prasadam we should take. Hearing about the glorification of the Lord, taking the darshan of Archa Vigraha of the Lord, the Aish. Like that, every sense actually we need to utilize actually. So which will purify. Then only these senses also will will develop the divinity actually. Otherwise, this will be in the material senses will be like material only. There won't be any improvement. So until otherwise we are in the performance of performing the devotional service. The purified senses are engaged not in sense gratification, but in the service of Lord. The Lord is the supreme with all senses. He is the Rishikesha, correct na? And servitor, who is the part and parcel of the Lord. The servitor being the jivas, and we are the part and parcel of the Lord. Also has the same senses, but our senses are on the material thing, whereas Lord is in the spiritual. Okay. Service to the Lord is the completely purified use of the senses, as described in Bhagavad Gita. The Lord imparted instructions with full senses, and Arjuna received them with full senses, and there is a perfect exchange of sensible and logical understanding between the master and the disciple. Why Lord chose Arjuna only to speak Bhagavad Gita? It's a very basic question.
Because he was non-envious and a pure devotee of the Lord.
Devotee of the Lord.
It's completely
Yeah.
surrendered, Mataji. It's completely
He surrendered to the Lord,
Yes.
had control on his senses.
Yes. Yes. He being a pure devotee, that is the first point. And then he is non-envious. Okay. And one more thing is he's the friend. Correct now? Friend of the Lord. So as we have studied like 5 rasas, na, Sakya rasa. So there is a relationship. So with respect to the relation, the exchange of the loving affairs between the Lord and the devotees always happens actually. So in that way, Lord chose Arjuna to speak on the Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So Baraha Parampata Kirita Jushtam Ape Utmangam Na Namin Mukundam Savau Karau Na Kurute Saparyam Hare Lasat Kanchana Kankanauva. So upper portion of the body, though crowned, that means even though we have we may be opulent and then we be performing with more opulent things, and then some people use turbans also now, even though we are having these things like mukut and all. So what is the use if the person is not going to bow his head? This only will become a weight, actually, more weight. It will become a burden. The upper portion of the body, though crowned with a silk turban, is only heavy burden. If not bow down before the personality of Godhead, who can award mukti? And the hands, though decorated with all the glittering bangles, correct na? Or those like of dead man, if not engaged in the service of the personality of Godhead. Now the limb by limb it has been. In the previous sloka, we have seen about speaking about glorification of the Lord, hearing about the Lord, correct na? So the holes of the snake. If you are not hearing about the Lord, it is as good as the holes of the snake. Okay, if we are not speaking about the glorification of the Lord, it is like the croaking sound of the frog. So simply inviting the snake to come and eat. So we are only digging the grave for oneself. So like that. So a person who is not having such an inclination, they are digging their own things actually. So and one more thing, we may be decorated with a silky crown and all, but what is the use if we are not bowing our head? That means in front of Archa Vigraha, we have to bow our head, pay the obeisances to the Lord. So if you are not doing such thing, this is not a great thing. How much ever we are decorated, it's waste actually. So we need to always pay the obeisances, and with these hands we need to perform the seva to the Lord. So there are many sevas, correct now? We can decorate the Lord, and then we can make the garlands to the Lord, cook for the Lord. All those activities we can perform actually. So the use of the hand, if you are having hands and not performing anything, seva to the Lord is as good as water. It's only only like a dead man. That means there is no conscious of like a dead body only. So such very nice analogies has been given here. So we know that there are three kinds of devotees like Kanishtadhikari, Uttamadhikari and Madhyamadhikari, correct na? So Kanishtadhikari will always think Lord is there in the temple. That is the basic understanding. They have some faith, but not much inclined to the devotional thing. So this above analogy, maybe that means for the realization level, they are very, very minimal. So because of that, they may be having everything, but not utilizing for the seva of the Lord. So next, Madhyamadhikari will be, to an extent actually, they'll be able to understand the importance of the activities performed to the Lord, and they will start improving, and then they'll be glorifying the Lord or performing the devotional service to the Lord. Whatever the thing, they'll be able to do, but with the discrimination. Correct na? They will be always having a discrimination. But Uttamadhikari will never discriminate with anyone, but only he will perform the devotional service. So from them only we need to hear Uttamadhikari. Okay, Uttamadhikari can actually, that means help us to sail this, this material world in a smoother way. Yes, Mataji. Now also, your hand raised, Mataji. Or I didn't. Priya Mataji. Okay, thank you, Mataji. So this third classman devotee is advised to visit the temple and bow down before the deity, even though he may be very rich man or a king with a silk turban or a crown. So the Lord is Lord is the Lord of everyone, including the great kings. For everyone, Lord is common. So there is no discrimination. But the understanding by the devotees will be varying as per their level. Like Kanishtadhikari will be thinking Lord is only in the temple. We can't see anywhere. So he will be very much focused on the Archa Vigraha part. So wherein Madhyamadhikari, little more realization, whereas Kanishtadhikari will see Lord everywhere. So, okay, in everything. So that's the reason he won't discriminate. So these are the three things we are able to see here. So a common man, if he has no time to worship Lord, may at least engage his hands for a few seconds washing and sweeping of Lord temple. That means if we are not literate to understand or read or write, at least a person should be able to do seva in the temple by cleaning the temple, washing the clothes, all deities, all those things and all, they should be given an opportunity. So they should take that sevas actually. Maharaja Pratap Rudra, I think this we know very well. So wherein Lord Chaitanya refused to see him, correct na? So, but Pratap Rudra being advised by whom? Actually there, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, correct na? So, and then he advised, but he being a very great devotee, he used to sweep when Ratha Yatra happens, and seeing that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so much, that is he was able to see his bhakti there. That means how he is so inclined to the seva. And then later on he gave the darshan to him. So like that he gave the appointment to meet him. So like that, so irrespective of whatever the position we are, we may be king, we may be a very poor person, that is in front of Lord, everyone are same. All are jivas only, all are part and parcel of him, and then all have to perform sevas. So that's how actually we can go back to Godhead. In going back to Godhead, there is no criteria. Rich person can go, poor person can wait, nothing like that. So everyone has to be in the God consciousness, and then that means Krishna consciousness by performing the seva, which will attract the that is the Lord through the seva. So the Lord should actually recognize us. So the way we perform the seva, we will be recognized. So in that, Lord is seeing the purity. That means how much we are surrendered and how much we are inclined to perform the seva. Even in our temple also, we are having 12 languages, and then each language, we have lots of devotees actually. Correct now? So, and then if you see the admins, teachers, all many people. But when we come, this I am telling with the more pain only here. So yes, we speak a lot, we have to perform seva, all those things. But when it comes to the practical point of thing, devotees never come friend for, that means being, that is whichever they are inclined, they are coming. Whichever they are not inclined, they are not. That means choosing in the seva, type of seva. That is not the way a seva should be considered. Seva is anything related to the Lord is seva. That's it. Without any discrimination in the seva, we need to go. That's it. If we are given an opportunity to sweep the floor of the temple, we have to do it. If you are able to, if you are given the opportunity to make the garland, you need to do. If you are given the opportunity to speak about the Lord, we need to take up. That is, all sevas are same only. So one should not discriminate in the seva. I can do only this, I can do that. So that way, it's not the right thing. Any seva, and we need to consider it as a seva only, and then we have to take it further. But most of the languages we are struggling. Okay, so we have lots of devotees, but when it comes to the seva, people are not inclined actually. So they have the choosiness, and then whatever they want to do, they only take. If a person is not able to do in that seva, that is fine. Due to some ailments, that and all is fine. But we can do any seva, means we should take any seva related to the Lord. So the choosiness should not be there. So how we choose, and then like that only the phala, that is whatever the fruit we are going to get from the seva also will be like the choosy only. So what we, with what inclination we are taking seva, the same thing only will be harvesting actually. So there should not be any reservations in the seva. So we should, without any reservations, we should take up the seva. That's very important. Varhayitena nayane naranam lingani vishnurna nirikshato ye padau nirnamtau druma janma bhajau kshetrani nanu varjito hareryayo. So now I think it has been spoken for the eyes part. So the eyes which do not look at the symbolic representation of the personality of Godhead, Vishnu. So Lord, then 400 form, 200 form, correct na? So what are the things like Padma, Chanka, Chakra, Gada, Padma. So we'll be focused on the what are the garlands, Kaustuba, Srivashangam, correct? These all the things when in all the glorification, if you come across, I think many of us have crossed the third, fourth canto, fifth canto and all is going on in the Bhagavatam class. Many places the great Bhagavatas have glorified the lotus height, lotus feet, correct now? All are related to lotus. And then the color of the Lord, that means the Shama Sundar, and then Pitambar, correct now? So that means the yellow, that is the yellow dress Lord wears. All those glorification we have studied actually. Correct? We have heard also. We have read also. But the symbolic representations, how much the devotee is glorifying. So in what way he is so connected with the Lord, the Bhava. So that part, when we are able to hear, it should actually melt our heart actually. Correct now? As if we are able to visualize the Lord in front of us. So as we see in the temple, Archavigraha form. The eyes which do not look at the symbolic representation that is of the personality of Godhead are like those printed on the plumes of the peacock. So peacock has multiple eyes, na? So those are all not real eyes actually. So it is as good as the peacock eyes. That means in the feather of the peacock there are multiple eyes, correct na? So like that. That means having the eyes, even though we are having eyes, we are able to visualize everything, whatever the God has created here. But we are not inclined to see the form of the Lord in the temple. That means in the Archavigraha, how nicely they are decorated. If you go to our ISKCON temples, you can see the devotees will be standing there for some time and seeing the Lord actually, and the entire paraphernalia. They will take time. So that's how a devotee should develop the taste actually. So how nicely the deity is decorated, and then the garland, how nicely it has been, the combination has been made, how the jewelry part has been dressed. So this is how we need to spend the time glorifying the beauty of the Lord from the mind and the whatever the senses we are utilizing, correct now? So one should utilize that. And the legs which do not move to the holy places, okay, where the Lord is remembered, are considered to be like the tree trunks. That is the center part of the tree, correct now? So those are like, that means it will not move anywhere, correct now? Like tree will not move anywhere, like that the legs of a person who being a non-devotee will not move anywhere actually. It's as good as waste. So one should not be like this. See, these are from the sloka number 15 or 16 it starts actually till 25 sloka. So for the characteristics or the bhava, the person, a materialistic person performs the actions. Now based on that, how he is not inclined to the devotion, and each and every senses and his mind, everything which is not inclined to the seva, that has been given in the different analogies here. So this shows how much important should be given to the devotional service. So we are reading about the non-devotee, but what are the things we would have also missed out in earlier? Now we would have been getting trained, or by hearing, or by the advice given by the teachers. We are also following, but how far we are inclined or focused. Now we need to be focused. We need to check in for the focusedness in chanting also. Morning, I think Bhagavatam class, many times I think our Prabhuji also used to tell, chanting, we need to be focused on the chanting. If you are focused, our chanting is getting focused means our purification level also will increase actually. And more realization when we hear we'll get actually. So which will help us more towards the Krishna. So if we keep one step front, Lord also will come front for us actually. So he will guide the path. So one should be more inclined in hearing focusedly. That's very important. So eyes which do not look for. So if we are not interested to take darshan of the Lord, but we want to go for a nature scene. There are many people who go for the touring to the different places of the world, correct na? So Switzerland, all those things they go to see the nature and all there actually, correct na? They have time to spend for that, but if you call for a temple or seva, they will not come. They will not come. Today you come and see how deity has been decorated, you tell they are not inclined. Okay. So there are people actually, such non-devotees eyes is compared to the peacock feather eyes, which are the plumes of the peacock. So to that it has been compared, and the person who is not inclined to go to the temple, that means in the yatras, we are going for yatras, correct na, to take the darshan of the Lord. Why we go for yatras? Can anyone tell?
To get the association of the devotees.
Devotees.
Yes.
Devotees.
In devotee association, we will learn many things. Correct. We learn many things, and then where we are lagging also we will be able to analyze. By the way the other devotee, the senior devotee performing, we'll be able to have the good association. And then for hearing, so it is as good as multiple times taking the Ganga Snan. So one hearing from a Bhagavata is as good as taking multiple times taking Ganga Snan. So there only our purification happens actually. That's very important. So yatras, not only for taking the darshan of the Lord, it is for our own purification also. And sevas performed in the yatra is, it will even more, it's more valuable actually. So that will make us more purified. Okay, so one should be more inclined for the sevas. One should be yatras to have a good association of the sadhus there. That means and seva, that is the purification happens. So which will help us to progress in the spiritual knowledge. If you are able to progress in the spiritual knowledge, obviously the understanding, the relationship between the Supreme Lord and the Jiva, and then what way we can perfect ourselves, and then in what purified way we can perform the sevas to the Lord. And the Falashruti also will be similar way. So quickly we can achieve the Krishna Prema also. Okay, so that's the more inclination part. Shri Vigraha is the archa, or a suitable worshipable form of the Lord, and the disciple should be engaged in worshipping the deity regularly by Shringara, by proper decoration and dressing, as in Mandira Marjana, and the matter of cleansing the temple. The spiritual master teaches the neophyte devotee all these kindly and personally to help him gradually in realization of transcendental name, quality, form, etc. So we'll be able to know more about the Lord. So when we go for the association, for going for the temples, yatras and all will help us to more purify ourselves in the spiritual path, and then perform the devotional service to achieve the perfection in the devotional service. Okay. Otherwise, we'll be like standing like a tree only. Our legs are like standing trees. Jivan chavo bhagavadhangri renum najatho mrityo abhilabhetha yashtu Sri Vishnu padya manjustulasya swashan chavo yastu na vedagandham. A person who has not at any time received the dust of the feet of the Lord's pure devotee upon his head is certainly a dead body. That means here it speaks about this translation parts, tell about the association of the devotees, or taking the shelter of a devotee, and then taking the guidance, revealing oneself in confidence. So there are 6 exchanges we are having now in NOI. Correct now? 6 loving exchanges. So in that, revealing one's mind we always reveal to the higher authority. So to take the guidance when performing the devotional service. If a person is not inclined to that, no way taking shelter under anyone, he feels he is the doer. Okay, and more on the materialistic platform is like a dead body only. That means he is not working towards any goodness for his future only. So finally he will land up land up in the he will be invited by the Yamadudas only. He'll be taken, and then he has to go back and come again, another body he has to take. So and the person who has never experienced the aroma of tulsi leaves from the lotus feet of the Lord is also a dead body, although breathing. So that's why when in Aratis and all, we are being given flowers now, which has been offered to the lotus feet of the Lord, the Guru Paramara, to have that. So that's very important actually. The aroma of the leaves or whatever the flowers we are taking the smell, a breathe, is which will help us to cleanse. It's an indirect way of cleansing. So directly hearing we are getting cleansed, indirectly by prasad, and then by having the smell of the flowers which has been offered to the Lord, which will help in the purification process actually. So according to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, the breathing dead body is a ghost. When a man dies, he is called dead, but when he again appears in a subtle form, not visible to our present vision, yet acts such as a dead body, is called as a ghost. So as we know, that is a person who suicides also, they will be having a gross body left. With subtle body, they will be suffering. Correct, na? So they cannot go upper planetary systems, Swarga or whatever, wherever he has to go. So he will be suffering until the lifespan of that. So again, after completion only, he will be able to go back. So these ghosts are a very bad elements above our world only. That is Bhuloka only. This world, ghostly planet is there. So similarly, the ghost-like non-devotees who have no respect for the pure devotees nor for the Vishnu deity in the temples create a fearful situation for the devotees at all times. This is where this actually many will be experiencing on the day-to-day life. If in a family only one person is inclined to Krishna consciousness and the other person is quite opposite, means that will be so much painful path actually. So in the initial phase, struggling because we will be having very less Sukriti that time. We would have started our Krishna consciousness in a very minimal time. And with our own chanting and all those things, we will not be, until the mercy of a pure devotee or the Supreme Lord, we will not be able to sail that actually. By practice only we'll be able to get that actually. So that's like a fearful situation for the devotee. This is a very correct word actually, or the sentence which has been spoken here. So day-to-day activities in the family leads to so much misunderstanding also. Sometimes fighting, arguments, all those things will happen. Correct, na? But in that whatever the non-devotee performing there, na, it's full of aparadhas only. So that's why if in a family a person is not inclined towards Krishna conscious and the person is inclined is also there, we need to, when you are praying to the Tulsi, I think Tulsi Mata, we have to pray for them also. So that will help actually. That gives a more solution. The other person also will come to the Krishna conscious. This will happen. So Tulsi Maharani's mercy is very, very important. So pray to the Tulsi Maharani by putting water, offering the flowers, and then Dupti Pandal. It will help by praying to the entire family. We need to pray. So give them the path for the devotional service like that. If you offer that such a prayers, one day the other non-devotee also will become a devotee. So that will certainly happen. So that's how give the prasad and then Tulsi Maharani Puja, all those things will help a person to elevate, even the entire family. So a person who has taken Dikshana, so they have a prime duty to make their family also to get into the Krishna conscious. So their liberation also is on their responsibility. So they should work towards that actually. So that is a main thing a person has to focus, because when we are preaching, when we are having association, the other person will listen our words, but in our own family, they will not listen. This many would have experienced, but making such a situation also to come to the practical way of listening is only by the mercy of the Supreme Lord, Guru Parambara, Tulsi Maharani. So watering the Tulsi plant will help the devotee. Just you no need to tell, don't tell to pray, don't tell to chant. Ask them to do circumference Tulsi, 2 drops, that is 2 spoons of, that is what is that, from the 2 drops of water to the Tulsi plant. That will help them. Regularly practicing this, they will certainly mold actually. Okay. This I have seen in my own personal experience. So we should give them the seva, not in the form of seva, but as a help we can request. So help and request and all family will do. So in that way only we have to go like this only, not giving directly. Okay. So that will fine tune the non-devotees also. So tat ashmasharam hridayam bathedam yat grahanyamani harinama deyahe ni vikiryate tata yada vikharo netrajalam gatra ruheshu harshah. certainly this is one of the things. Heart, now the senses and all is over. So a person who being a non-devotee, the heart is still framed, which in spite of one chanting the holy name of the Lord with concentration does not change, even ekasti takes place. Tears fill the eyes and hair stand. These are all the symptoms of the ekasti, wherein I think I have never got this, what is that, hair standing and all, to be frank. So focusing, we need to be more focused while chanting. That means the intensity of focus should be more when you are chanting. That is Krishna means Krishna, Krishna. You should hear also. But not always we are able to focus. Maybe for a moment we'll focus, again distract, again come back. Like that only we are doing, correct na? So that means our heart is not in the melted form. So still we are having a very hard-hearted actually. If there is a, heart is very soft, or be able to accept the things, or very, that means, what is the compassionate. So that way, so the relationship between the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the Jiva has been established, means even one nama of Krishna will make them to come, the tears will come actually. Okay, that's how the Mahabhagavatas and all have proved actually. Okay, so like Chaitanya, so Gauranga used to, it will form, all the symptoms has come for him. Okay, so that ekasti we should develop, that bhava and prema should develop. So, but we are still in the steel framed. Okay, so this and all will be able to develop when you are performing the devotional service, like preparing that is offering for the Lord, and then decorating the Lord with more in the focused on the things there. Whatever we are doing, we should be more inclined into that seva only. If you are getting distracted here and there, that intensity will not be there. So whatever sevas we are taking, even reading the books, we should be more focused on the glorification of the Lord. Means we need to focus what way the devotee is glorifying there. So how much minute things they are observing and they are speaking. So reading is simply not by just walking through the lines. Your mind, heart, everything should be on the purports and the translation part, wherein Srila Prabhupada's mercy also will be there. If we are focused, he will even more bless us. Yes, you read focusly and you understand this way. So we will get that mercy actually. So Lord also will give mercy for us. Okay. So that will start from the Vaidhi Bhakti. Vaidhi Bhakti will be like a steel framed only. We will not have any inclination or attachment. But day to day, we practice, then we'll develop a spontaneous taste, and then we'll go into the bhava and the prema. So if one is not developing the taste for long years also, means then their heart is steel frame, which in the sense they are not chanting properly. They are not performing the seva in a devotional way. That means more like a distracted way. So that part we need to focus on that. Okay. So it is given about all the four types of bhakti. Sadhana bhakti, 2 types: Vaidhi bhakti, Raganuga bhakti, Bhava bhakti, and Prema bhakti. So, and as we have spoken about, what is that? Here, when Lord Chaitanya met Sri Ramananda Rai at Kavuru on the bank of Godavari, the Lord developed all these symptoms. That is 8 types of symptoms are there, correct na? But because of the presence of some non-devotees, Brahmanas, who were attendants of the Raya, the Lord suppressed these symptoms. So they will not show. To whom he has been shown, it will be, that means only with a similar level, or who will be able to understand that. To them only that type of realization will be shown. Whereas to the neophyte or a normal devotee, it will not be shown actually. So these things we have to understand. The last sloka is Atha Pyethye Angamano Anukulam Prabhashashe Bhagavata Pradhanah Yat Aha Vayakshe Atmavidya Visharado Nipatim Sadhu Prastaha. So like this, Sutta Goswami has been hearing sorry, Sudha Goswami has been speaking with Saunaka Rishi. So, and Saunaka Rishi, after hearing all these things, is glorifying Sudha Goswami now. Your words were pleasing to our minds. Please therefore explain this to us as it was spoken by the great devotee Sukadeva Goswami, who is very expert in transcendental knowledge and who spoke to Maharaja Parishik upon being asked. So these are the topics has been conversed, and then still Saunaka Rishi is asking the detailed thing, which will be continuing in the next chapter also. So more than that is speaking, all those things, the focus on the hearing is very, very important. So inclination of hearing is very important, which will help us to realize and which will lead to the pure devotional service. So this entire chapter is on the pure devotional service, how one should not be and how one should be. So the first part till 12 slokas spoke about how one should be, whereas how one should not be has been spoken in the second half of this chapter. Okay, with this I conclude. I have taken 10 minutes extra. Extremely sorry for that. Okay. वाञ्छकल्पदारुडेश कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंतकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. नामचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. Any other doubts?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare
Thank
Krishna
you.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Wonderful
Wonderful
class.
class.
Krishna Mataji. Thank you so much.
Pranam. Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Any
Very nice
doubts?
class.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for joining. So any doubts or any realization if you want to share also, you can speak out. Nothing?
Normally, Deepti Mataji used to speak.
Okay. Dipti Mataji?
No, nothing, Mataji. Thank you so much for a wonderful session, Mataji. Thank you, sir. Thank
Mataji, it
you.
was a beautiful class. We could connect so well.
Yes,
Thank you,
Mataji.
Mataji. Hare
All
Krishna.
glories to Srila Prabhupada. His purports are very, very clear and but we need to be focused. So even it is whenever I always take class, I think this class is for me only, more than devotees. Okay, that's the thing always I think. Thank you all for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare
Thank
Krishna
you.
Mataji.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna,
Thank you.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Kasangini Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
No, Mataji, actually, Mataji, I had a query. I wanted to ask Rasrangini Mataji, Rasrangini
Okay.
Radhika. Yes, thank you so much, Mataji.
Fine. Thank you. Hare Krishna.